I was born in Amarillo, and we had a little farm south of town, and people asked me, how did you get into this? And I said, I just came out of the womb. This is wind damage. Uncle Charlie was my godfather, and Aunt May was my godmother, and we came out here every summer. My grandparents were out here, and they were their best friends, so I just lived out here. And they taught me to ride, rope, drink, and drive by the time I was 8.
There are places in our past that will always hold a special place in our hearts. The memories and unforgettable joy shape us into who we are today and have a lasting impact on our lives. And that's exactly what this creekside plot of land near the tiny town of Canadian means to Stephanie Taylor.
Come on, Dad, let's go.
So this particular plot of land has been in your family for some time.
Yes, not my immediate family, but we've been in their family my entire life. And my brothers and sisters and mom and dad. And out there where I'm established now, we had an old house. And as a kid, we were in here and we had the grain trucks and the whole 9 yards. And of course, it's not used for that anymore, but it's still being used.
Over time, things change. Stephanie went on to get a master's degree in soil science and served as a state conservationist in Maryland. But no matter where she traveled, like the roots of a 100-year-old tree, her heart was firmly planted in Texas. So when her uncle passed and left her the old family homestead, there was no question that Stephanie was coming back home. And that's when she started back up with an old hobby.
When did you get involved in the wood? Was that something you started when you were younger, or was it after you'd gone to D.C. and Maryland and all those other places?
Forever, forever. You know, the land, soils, grass, trees, and what you could do with it. God made this, and you just pop it, you know? And
do you
it's
ever
gorgeous.
know what you're getting until you cut into the tree?
Well, no. Ooh, look at that. Is that gorgeous? That's the, people say, what do you like best when you do this? And it's making a slab like we did today, and you open it and you look at the grain. It's like, oh my gosh, look at that. The reds, the browns, the greens, and the colors that pop in that tree is, you know, different from that, and you learn. It's, yeah, no, you appreciate.
Pretty soon, what was once a hobby turned into a full-fledged business called Taylor Stump Furniture. Gorgeous tabletops created from cottonwoods, once so large 3 men couldn't put their arms around the tree. Bedside stools carved out of bodark root stumps dug up from the sandy creek, all created here from trees on this land. And whether felled by beavers or simply rotting with age, it's important to Stephanie that no piece comes from a living tree.
So you don't cut down live trees?
Typically, no. I know. You don't go to heaven. It's in the Bible somewhere. If you cut a live tree, you don't go to heaven. I know it, I haven't seen it, but it's got to be there.
It's got to be there because you're taking down one of God's creations.
That's right.
What is it about the wood that you like so much, that people are intrigued by?
I think I call it extreme live edge. If it's a square, I don't do it. Cabinets are not me. I do the way it is, and people are just crazy over it. You know, I am a lady, but...
People surprised that,
that
you're the one out there?
Yeah. No, they come in and say, no, you're not doing this. And why did you think not? Because I'm a girl, or I have white hair. I know my trade, and yes, they are shocked.
Stephanie has grown used to people being shocked that she's the woman behind these masterful pieces. The sawing, drilling, and everything in between that it takes to put one together is undeniably a feat. But for her, it's also a passion, and no one understood that quite like her uncle.
He loved that I did this woodwork. He'd come out in his wheelchair and he'd just gloat. You know, he would gloat. So I don't know why, but he loved it.
He had a big impact on your life.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was a good man. Yep. You have tendencies of missing those people, you know. And he didn't have to die when he did, but he did. But he was good to me, and he left me a life that he knew I would embrace, and I have.
If the farm equipment half buried here, rusted and worn by the ages, could talk, it would tell the story of a family and the land that meant so much to them. Speckled with massive black walnuts and wide-reaching cedars, there are few places better suited for Stephanie Taylor to create her work. But more than anything, there is nowhere else she'd rather call home.
God is good, you know. God is, and He's blessed this place and me, and yeah. And you can just walk out here and it's so peaceful, and you look at that tree that just got blown over and what you can do, you know, with it. This is just cool.
Looking for more stories like this one? Just hit the subscribe button for more great stories about Texas and Texans.